Organized stalking is often linked to antisocial personality disorder, or ASPD, and is a disturbing and malicious behavior. ASPD is characterized by a long-term pattern of disregard for or violation of the rights of others. This disorder is part of a group of conditions called Cluster B personality disorders, which involve enduring patterns of behavior, cognition, and inner experiences that deviate markedly from the expectations of the individual's culture. You might have heard of organized stalking before. It's a serious issue that affects many aspects of a person's life. People with ASPD often struggle with maintaining relationships, holding down jobs, and staying out of trouble with the law. The symptoms can be severe and pervasive, impacting not just the individual but also those around them. People with ASPD often disregard right and wrong. They tend to act impulsively and may engage in behaviors that are risky or harmful to themselves and others. This can include breaking laws, lying, and manipulating others for personal gain. Their actions are often driven by a need for immediate gratification without considering the long-term consequences. They don't care about the feelings of others. This lack of empathy is a hallmark of the disorder. People with ASPD may seem charming or charismatic at first, but their true nature often reveals itself over time. They may exploit others without remorse, using deceit and manipulation to get what they want. This can lead to harmful actions. The destructive behaviors associated with ASPD can result in significant damage to property, relationships, and even physical harm to others. It's not uncommon for individuals with this disorder to have a history of criminal activity or substance abuse. Think of it like this. Imagine someone who lies and cheats without a second thought. They might steal from friends or family, manipulate coworkers, or deceive strangers. Their actions are often calculated and deliberate, aimed at achieving their own goals without regard for the impact on others. They use people for their own gain. This exploitation can take many forms, from financial scams to emotional manipulation. People with ASPD are often skilled at identifying and exploiting the vulnerabilities of others, using charm and deceit to get what they want. They don't feel bad about hurting others. This lack of remorse is a key feature of the disorder. While most people would feel guilt or shame after causing harm, individuals with ASPD often feel nothing. This emotional detachment allows them to continue their harmful behaviors without hesitation. This is the reality of ASPD. It's a condition that can have devastating effects on both the individual and those around them. Understanding the nature of this disorder is crucial for recognizing the signs and seeking appropriate help. It's important to remember that not everyone with ASPD is dangerous. While the behaviors associated with the disorder can be harmful, many individuals with ASPD can lead productive lives with the right support and treatment. Therapy, medication, and support groups can all play a role in managing the symptoms and reducing the impact on others. But their lack of empathy can create serious problems. In personal relationships, this can lead to conflicts, misunderstandings, and emotional pain. In the workplace, it can result in unethical behavior, conflicts with colleagues, and even legal issues. We need to understand this disorder to protect ourselves and others. By recognizing the signs and seeking help, we can mitigate the impact of ASPD and support those affected by it. Education and awareness are key to creating a safer and more understanding society. People with ASPD often exhibit traits that facilitate organized stalking. They might appear charming and charismatic, but they lack empathy, remorse, or guilt. They lie effortlessly and act impulsively. Disregarding rules and social norms is common. They can be aggressive and irresponsible. Often, they have a history of criminal behavior. These traits are crucial in understanding their role in organized stalking. Not everyone with these traits engages in stalking. A professional diagnosis is essential. Individuals with ASPD, or antisocial personality disorder, are often master manipulators. They lack empathy, which means they don't feel or understand the emotions of others. This absence of empathy is a key characteristic that allows them to exploit people without feeling any guilt or remorse. They see others as tools to be used for their own benefit, rather than as individuals with their own needs and feelings. This makes it easy for them to use others for their own benefit. In the context of organized stalking, they might manipulate a network of individuals to harass and intimidate a target, often leaving the victim feeling isolated and paranoid. They are skilled at identifying the weaknesses and vulnerabilities of others, and they exploit these to achieve their own goals. They can be charming and persuasive. Their charisma can draw people in, making it difficult to see their true intentions. They often present themselves as confident and trustworthy, which can be very convincing. This charm is a tool they use to manipulate social situations to their advantage, gaining the trust and cooperation of those around them. This allows them to gain people's trust. Once they have someone's trust, they can manipulate them more easily. They might use this trust to recruit others into their stalking campaign, convincing them that their actions are justified or necessary. They might use this trust to exploit others. This exploitation can take many forms, from emotional manipulation to orchestrating harassment. They might convince someone to participate in the stalking, or they might use emotional blackmail to ensure compliance. The impact on the victim can be devastating, leading to feelings of betrayal, confusion, and helplessness. This could involve financial scams or emotional manipulation. Financial scams might include convincing someone to hand over money for a fake cause related to the stalking, or using deceit to gain access to someone's financial resources. Emotional manipulation might involve playing on someone's fears, insecurities, or desires to control their behavior. In both cases, the person with ASPD benefits at the expense of their victim. They might even coerce others into criminal activity. This could involve threats, intimidation, or other forms of coercion. They might force someone to commit a crime on their behalf, or they might involve others in illegal schemes. The person being coerced often feels trapped and powerless, unable to escape the situation. Their lack of remorse allows them to continue this behavior. They don't feel guilty about the harm they cause, which means they have no internal barriers to stop them from exploiting others. This lack of guilt or remorse is a defining feature of ASPD, and it makes these individuals particularly dangerous. They don't feel guilty about the harm they cause. This absence of guilt means they can continue their manipulative and exploitative behavior without any internal conflict. They might even take pleasure in the suffering of others, seeing it as a sign of their own power and control. This makes them dangerous to those around them. Their ability to manipulate, exploit, and harm others without feeling any remorse means they can cause significant damage to individuals and communities. It's important to recognize the signs of ASPD and to take steps to protect yourself and others from their harmful behavior. ASPD can manifest in chilling ways. One prominent example is organized stalking. This involves a pattern of relentless harassment and unwanted attention. Stalkers with ASPD often show no conscience. They might use technology to meticulously track their victims. They often make threats and can even resort to violence. Their lack of remorse or guilt fuels this obsessive behavior. They disregard the fear and distress they cause. This makes them a serious threat to their victims' safety. Section 5. The Conscience Crisis. Experts on guilt and remorse in ASPD. Experts agree. Individuals with ASPD often lack guilt and remorse. This isn't because they choose to be cruel. Their brains are wired differently. Brain imaging studies have shown differences in areas related to empathy. This suggests a biological basis for their behavior. However, this doesn't excuse their actions. In the context of organized stalking, their lack of remorse can be particularly harmful. Treatment and therapy can help manage their condition. Section 6. Unmasking the disorder. Recognizing the signs of ASPD in organized stalking. Recognizing ASPD, especially in the context of organized stalking, can be challenging. Antisocial personality disorder, or ASPD, is a complex mental health condition that often goes unnoticed. People with ASPD can blend into society seamlessly, making it difficult to identify the disorder at first glance. Individuals with ASPD often appear charming and normal. They can be very persuasive and charismatic, which can make them seem likable and trustworthy. This charm is often a facade, masking deeper issues. However, there are some red flags to watch out for, especially in organized stalking scenarios. These signs can help you identify if someone might be struggling with ASPD. Be wary of people who constantly lie and manipulate. Deceitfulness is a core characteristic of ASPD. They may lie to gain something or to avoid responsibility, and they often do so without any guilt or remorse. Notice if they lack empathy and disregard rules. People with ASPD often have a hard time understanding or caring about the feelings of others. They may break rules or social norms without any concern for the consequences. Pay attention to a history of irresponsible or criminal behavior. This can include a pattern of arrests, reckless actions, or a general disregard for the law and the safety of others. If you notice these signs, trust your gut. Your intuition can be a powerful tool in recognizing when something is off. Don't ignore these feelings. It's important to protect yourself. Setting boundaries is crucial when dealing with someone who may have ASPD. Make sure to communicate your limits clearly and stick to them. Maintain a safe distance and seek professional help if needed. Consulting with a mental health professional can provide you with strategies to handle the situation effectively. Remember, your safety and well-being should always come first. Section 7. Knowledge is power. Seeking further information on ASPD and organized stalking. Understanding ASPD and its connection to organized stalking is crucial for protecting yourself and others. There are many resources available to learn more about these topics. The American Psychiatric Association provides information on diagnosis and treatment of ASPD. Reputable websites and books offer insights into ASPD and organized stalking. Don't rely on unreliable sources for information. Seek out credible organizations and experts in the field. Knowledge empowers us to make informed decisions. Section 8. Understanding organized stalking mental health awareness matters. Mental health disorders, including ASPD, are often misunderstood and stigmatized. This stigma can prevent individuals from seeking help and understanding. It's crucial to break down these barriers to address behaviors like organized stalking. Open conversations about mental health can lead to better understanding and intervention. Education and awareness are key to addressing and mitigating harmful behaviors. Remember, mental illness is not a sign of weakness. Seeking help is a sign of strength and a step towards understanding. Let's create a society that supports mental well-being and addresses organized stalking with compassion and knowledge. Section 9. A call to action, protecting yourself and others. Organized stalking by individuals with ASPD is a malicious behavior without conscience, remorse, or guilt. But knowledge and awareness can empower us to take action. Educate yourself about the tactics used in organized stalking. Trust your instincts and maintain healthy boundaries. If you or someone you know is being targeted, reach out to a mental health professional or law enforcement. By working together, we can create a safer environment for everyone. Let's break the silence and prioritize mental health.